Hello, welcome to Universities UK Innovation and Growth webcast. My name is Greg Wade.
I'm Liz Flint from Innovate UK.
And the topic for this webcast is to find out more about the work of Innovate UK, but in particular to find out about the new regional dimension to the work of Innovate UK and their new delivery plan and the role of regional managers. So Liz, if you could please introduce yourself and your role.
Thank you, Greg. So I'm Liz Flint. I'm the Head of Cities and Regions at Innovate UK. That means that I manage the team of regional managers who are out all over the country doing great work. I used to manage our networks, the Knowledge Transfer Network and Enterprise Europe Network, which we can touch on more later if you like.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we get into more detail on your regional role, for those who may not be familiar, could you tell us a bit more about the role of Innovate UK?
Absolutely. So we're the UK's innovation agency. We believe very firmly that innovation changes the world. It develops new products, services, industries, and what we're here to do is to support companies in doing that, in developing their innovations, bringing them to market, and making a big difference to the economy. So fundamentally, what we do can be boiled down to two things. We fund and we connect.
Yeah.
So a lot of people know us through our funding activities, and we want to be really clear with our new delivery plan that there's the connect component as well. In terms of funding, we provide grants and in future other financial products to help companies to develop those risky early stage ideas and to work with collaborators such as universities. And in terms of connect, we help connect people to expertise, to funding, to partners, to facilities. And all of us at Innovate UK are part of that connect role, but most particularly our networks, the Enterprise Europe Network and Knowledge Transfer Network.
Excellent. And I should say, I mentioned for those in the university sector who might not be familiar with the role of Innovate UK, but we do know that there is a huge amount of collaboration.
There is.
And a lot of people in universities work very closely with Innovate UK.
That's right. The latest stats show that something like half our projects involve a collaborative partner from a university. So there's a huge amount going on.
Yeah. Well, we want more of that, don't
Absolutely.
we? Good. Innovate UK has produced a new delivery plan for 2016 to 2017. Could you give us some of the highlights from that?
Sure. There's a number of things to cover, so I'll go through them and then maybe come back to one or two. So probably the most important thing we're doing is that we're now aligning our programmes to our new sector group structure. So those sector groups are emerging and enabling technologies, health and life sciences, infrastructure systems and manufacturing and materials. So our new simpler funding competitions will align to those, and I'll come back to that in a moment. The other things we're doing, we are piloting new innovation finance products, so moving beyond just grants. We're not losing grants, but we're going to be doing other things as well.
Yeah.
We're going to be making use of our new online application system, which is in a pilot stage at the moment. We're going to be enhancing our regional presence, so we'll obviously talk more about that in a moment. And we'll be enhancing the role and the collaboration between those networks I mentioned earlier, Enterprise Europe Network and Knowledge Transfer Network. So to come back to the sector groups and the competitions, we used to run lots of relatively small competitions at feasibility study stage, collaborative R&D demonstrators in quite tightly focused subject areas.
Right.
We've listened to the feedback from industry and from university colleagues that actually it would be much more helpful to be able to have a regular drumbeat of competitions which they can enter at the time they're ready rather than rushing to meet a deadline and not knowing when that topic's going to come up again. Yeah. So for each of those four sector groups I mentioned, there will be two large, broad competitions every year. Right. And there'll be two in an open competition as well. So sector areas which don't fall under those four areas, they get their chance in the open competition. Yeah. So we'll be able to fund a whole range of sizes and shapes of projects. Basically, the message I think for university colleagues, any type of project that you used to bid to Innovate UK for with your company partners, you still can.
Good.
People worry about where's SMART gone, where's KTP gone. Those types of projects are all still fundable. We've just lost the names.
Right. Okay. And you, from my understanding, is you're trying to give a clearer calendar of opportunities
Yes.
and a simpler calendar of opportunities so people can focus more on those.
That's exactly right. So manufacturing materials has already opened on the 9th of May. The open competition opened on the 6th of June. There's an infrastructure systems competition coming very, very shortly, so watch out for an announcement by the Secretary of State on that one. Then health and life sciences in September and emerging and enabling technologies in October. So those are the first of the 6 monthly cycles in each of those areas.
Excellent. That's very clear, and if people want more detail, the delivery plan is a publicly available document.
It is, yes. If someone searches for Innovate UK, it'll take you to the gov.uk pages that relate to us, and the delivery plan's available on there.
Excellent. You mentioned the Enterprise Europe Network. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Absolutely. It's one of the best kept secrets in the country, actually.
That's why I asked.
Yes. So the Enterprise Europe Network is actually the world's biggest SME support network. The focus is on SMEs, but it's not exclusive. So what they're there to do is to help ambitious businesses to innovate and to grow internationally.
Okay.
They are now part of the Innovate UK family. Innovate UK is leading a consortium of 21 partners right across the UK. And they can act as a route into Innovate UK. They work closely with colleagues in Knowledge Transfer Network. Yeah. So really the message is, whether you talk to KTN or to Enterprise Europe Network first, they'll help get you to the right support for you at that time. Yes. It doesn't matter which door you knock on. In terms of the specific role Enterprise Europe Network plays, it's things like finding partners for collaboration from other countries. It's things like accessing Horizon 2020 funds and advice on doing business in other countries. The inevitable question that might come in the wake of the referendum result is, what's the difference? The answer to that is it's business as usual. Yes. So there's something like 60 countries are part of Enterprise Europe Network. Right. That's a great deal more than members of the EU. Yes. So there are more countries who are in EEN but not in the EU than vice versa. Yeah.
Which shows the strength of the link and the strength of the network.
Absolutely. We can find partners from all sorts of countries right across the world, whether it's a fairly commercial collaboration that's needed, whether it's an R&D partnership or whether it's licensing technologies. So in terms of university opportunities, it's a route to try and seek licensing partners for IP as well as for collaborations. And although they focus on SMEs, actually something like 4 or 5 of those 21 partners are actually UK universities. So they're quite well integrated into the university system.
Brilliant, that's good to hear. Moving on, could you tell us more about the intended regional dimension, the new regional dimension to the work of Innovate UK?
Absolutely. So this is a really exciting area. I'm delighted to be leading on this for Innovate UK. It's a recognition that there's a large-scale devolution of not just funding but also control and influence from the centre out to the regions. We've historically had very little resource to help us engage around the country, so it's great that we now have a serious team of extremely good people doing this and the regional managers. And what we're trying to do is to properly understand what the innovation priorities are at local level, work with them in terms of our national programmes, and look to seek the opportunities to work together. How do we make public money go further by making sure that local and national schemes are well aligned?
Yeah. Okay, and could you unpack more the specific role of being a regional manager, or describe the sort of things that you're going to get involved in?
Yeah, so they've been in post for 2 months now, which is not very long, but I have to say they're doing a phenomenal job. They've produced an awful lot already. So they're doing a number of things. So they're establishing who are the key stakeholders in each region, who are the people that we should go and sit next to, spend time talking to. They're looking at different regional structures, whether it's LEPs, university groups, city authorities, trying to identify with them what the innovation priorities are in each place. They're bringing that back to us centrally in Innovate UK. Remember I said earlier we're working to a sector structure now. Yeah. What we're really looking for is the intersections between our sector priorities and the regional innovation priorities. Yeah. We're looking for those hotspots where there's something that is high on our agenda, it's high on the local agenda. Let's work together on those. So the regional managers are the people on the front line having those quite senior level strategic conversations with the key stakeholders and trying to identify where those intersections are.
And spotting opportunities where you can
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's all sorts bubbling up already after only 2 months.
I'm sure there is. I mean, it is a growing agenda. It is a fascinating agenda, and I'm sure lots of exciting projects and collaborations will come out of it.
Very much so.
That was a really helpful and interesting introduction to the role of regional managers and the new emphasis in the work of Innovate UK. Where are the links being made with universities in this new role?
So there's already quite a lot of links. We recognise universities as really important stakeholders regionally. We're finding, unsurprisingly, that the universities are very well connected, tend to sit on LEP innovation boards and that kind of thing. So a lot of the connections are already there. In particular, we're finding that what works really well is working with university groups. So an example in the north would be the N8, further south maybe the southwest universities. The opportunity to speak to the people who are shaping university strategy in those groups alongside the conversations with their equivalents, if you like, in the LEPs and city authorities is really paying off. We're having some very good conversations.
Excellent. And the last thing I was ask is if universities are interested in finding out more, if we've whetted their appetite, who should they get in contact with?
Okay, so it depends what the nature of the interest is. If you're an academic who's got a project idea and you're looking for industrial partners, or you're looking to find out about whether our funding competitions would be something you could bid for, then I would encourage people to contact Enterprise Europe Network or the Knowledge Transfer Network. So it doesn't really matter which one you contact first, but as a rough guide, if you're looking for a UK partner, start with the Knowledge Transfer Network. If you're looking for an international partner, start with Enterprise Europe Network. But it doesn't matter that much, they'll get you to the right support regardless. In terms of the work the regional managers are doing, as I said, we are largely connected to a lot of the groups already, but people at sort of Pro Vice Chancellor Research and Enterprise type roles, if they don't feel that contact's been made already, then by all means get in touch with me and I'll link them across to the right regional manager to have that conversation.
Excellent. That's very kind. Liz, that's been a really helpful and really clear run through.
Great.
Both about the delivery plan for Innovate UK, but also about this exciting new initiative. So thank you very much.
Thank you.